NartOutHere is showing a Gambit's Dust2 mid-round protocol tactic. Gambit will start off with a default with Shiro opping mid, Axel at long A, interz as tunnels, and nafany and Hobbit are getting short control. I'm not going to show the default or explain it as you'll see it more in detail in the POVs. Once short control is taken by Gambit, they said would throw 3 smokes, CT, at Vanguard, and the ledge one-way smoke. Gambit sent Hobbit and nafany out short to behind the smokes to try to get a pick onto A. However, they're not going to overextend and push into site. They'll just wait behind the smokes to see if they can get a pick. This is the same with the other 3 Gambit players. Axel's catwalk watching the long A push, Shiro's Xbox holding for rotations, and interz's upper tunnels waiting for any pushes. Unfortunately for them, NIP are disciplined and they hold their respective positions. The smokes on A will begin to fade, and Hobbit attempts to advance onto site and gets killed by Device, who's holding the cross. Gambit, knowing Device's game helper, decided to call him mid to B, with nafany planning to drop down once his teammates get the rotator's attention. However, in this case, Hampus peeks towards short and gets killed by nafany, which he drops down after. Shiro and Axel come out door, and Axel advances mid to B and he kills Rez outside doors. nafany does a 180 in spawn and kills Device, and he gets traded by Plopsky. Axel advances into site and interz comes out of tunnels and kills Lina's site. Shiro will get the last kill until Plopsky spawn. What makes this strat so unique is the way Gambit just wait in each position covering all the angles. They'll work off the picks and information they get. If Hobbit and nafany clear A, then Axel brings a bomb back to A. If Shiro kills a B player rotating, then they most likely go B. This is the Gambit special where they wait to see if the enemy overextends and or makes a mistake and then they punish them for it. In a different match, Gambit run a similar tactic with the same concept. They throw the one-way ledge smoke short and the mid to B smoke at the same time. Hobbit and Axel will try to get picks into A, while nafany scrims out mid to see what kind of information and picks he can get. Interz's upper tunnels, and Shiro's holding long A push from spawn. Hobbit and nafany will die, however Axel gets 2 kills onto A, which opens up the site. Interz picks up the bomb from tunnels and brings it up through short. Shiro in spawn kills one of the 4Z players trying to rotate through doors, and Gambit will go on to win the post plant in a 3v2 situation. From the map we see here, they keep the bomb in tunnels and no one has it, and they try to work picks and go from there depending on what frags and on what site they get. Before I show you the players' POVs, I want to tell you about my second YouTube channel I made, NartOutHere. This channel will feature all the pro nades covered in my trick videos in the near future, so you can either go through the playlist, or the really nice feature is, let's say you didn't know which video had the nafany nade, for example, that you saw in one of my trick videos. You can just go into the search bar and look up nafany and it will show you all of nafany's nades I've covered. The link to my second YouTube channel will be in the description box as well as the comment section, so make sure to subscribe. Hobbit defaults towards mid and will eventually work his way up short. He starts suicide and then he jiggle peeks before advancing down mid, focusing on the short push as mid is smoked off. Hobbit makes his way to Xbox where he flashes mid before jumping up in case any oppers are holding from left side mid. He clears left side doors before advancing up short, however gets pushed back by NIP's molly and he throws his own. Hobbit waits for the molly to end and then he flashes over the roof, however he doesn't peek with it since he doesn't want to give up the pick without the trade since nafany is not close. He's gonna wait for nafany's flash as well as for nafany to be behind him, then he peeks. After short control is taken, Hobbit sets up to throw the one-way ledge smoke, then he's gonna entry out, however he won't overextend and cross. He will use the smokes as cover and he holds to see if he can get a pick. He doesn't spot anyone's sight and he tries to cross without any flashes and gets picked off by Device. Had Hobbit and or nafany open up the A site, then their teammates will come back through short to A. I think if Hobbit or nafany had one flash, when the smoke is about to fade to try to flash any oppers holding from game helper to allow Hobbit to advance onto site, it would be really good, however neither players had any utility left. Nafany defaults towards lower tunnels where he will try to get up short. Once he gets near doors, he's gonna nade and spam doors, then he will molly to clear anyone behind the door, and then he makes his way up onto Xbox where he holds to see if anyone peeks door, as well as this position sets him up to help Hobbit as he won't get flash if NIP flashes and peeks short. Once the molly is gone from NIP, nafany jumps up and he flashes over the roof and he is there to trade out Hobbit. He picks up the bomb on accident. Short control is now taken and nafany smokes a Vanguard, staying next to this wall, aims as shown, then left click throw. He's gonna drop the bomb afterwards and advance, and he peeks using the gap in the smoke. He doesn't spot anyone. The smoke begins to fade and nafany peeks towards site and he gets flash. Hobbit tries to cross and gets killed. nafany was getting ready to drop down and kills Hampus before doing so. He drops afterwards and spots Rez outside B doors. Axel will kill Rez, and nafany does a 180, kills Device before getting traded out. I think had Hampus didn't peek nafany, then nafany waits for his teammates to come out mid before dropping down onto Hampus, whose attention would have been onto mid. Gambit run a similar strat like this, which I cover in my Discord, so if you haven't yet, join my Discord and check it out, which is Discord exclusive 141. Axel defaults towards long A and he flashes early on to condition NIP as well as to draw a reaction from them to see what nades they're throwing, as he can get an idea of what's going on towards long. Doors gets mollied early, so there's a chance that there could be a player that already crossed the pit. Then comes a deep molly inside the corridor, which alerts Axel that NIP could have pushed in. Axel will hold for any pushes while his teammates work on getting short control. He hears doors get smoked out, which gives him the sign that there isn't an operator behind the doors holding, so he will take this time to spam the door in case there is a CT behind it. Axel will push in and he doesn't spot anyone. Then as the smoke begins to fade, he mollies behind the door and he rotates catwalk where he holds for a long push momentarily. His teammates are ready to throw the execute and Axel smokes CT spawn towards A. He stands next to the garage door, aims at the corner of this building, then left click throw. nafany gives him the bomb. Axel will go back cat and he holds for a long push. The A smokes fade and Hobbit gets killed by Device game helper. Axel will come out mid with Shiro while nafany drops down CT. Axel kills Rez outside B, throws a flash into sight through doors and goes through window and spots L and Z, however interz is there for the kill. Shiro picks door at the start of the round and he punished Linus for crossing without a smoke, tagging him up. Shiro's gonna hold top of the smoke covering Hobbit as he makes his way down mid. Then he drops down to suicide and advances to mid where he watches CT mid. He takes his time and clears the most commonly held positions by CT oppers. Shiro doesn't spot anyone on either side and he is now on catwalk. Shiro will drop bomb and will flash doors to push any oppers holding towards the right side, holding the tight angle. He will jump down after the flash and peek that angle and doesn't spot anyone. He was gonna throw a mid to B smoke, however cancels. He throws a flash and then holds behind Xbox for rotations from B as his teammates are out short. No one rotates and Hobbit dies on A. Axel and Shiro will go outdoors. He's gonna allow Axel to take the lead as Shiro has the up. Once outdoors, he smokes CT on the fly, however it's gonna leave a gap as Shiro turns his attention to Plopsky, who kills nafany and then he kills him. Inter's gonna default tunnels. He doesn't use any utility this whole round. I would love to see him throw maybe a flash early on when he gets into tunnels. Early to mid round, maybe throw a lurk smoke and even a close molly. There was no point of him having all these nades going into the end of the round, not having to throw anything. Interz sits in tunnels pretty much the whole round waiting for any upper aggression from NIP. When they start to go to mid to B, that's when Interz will come out tunnels and he kills Linus' sight. Had Hobbit and nafany cleared A, then Interz turns into a lurker and or player that watches the short flank. To wrap up, Gambit's mid-round protocol tactic is to see if the enemy overextends and peaks in order to catch the enemy rotating. From the frags or information they get, they will go to the weakened site. This is a protocol they have on all their maps and it has helped them project to be a really good team. So that's the end of the video. Make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Till next time, NartOutHere, peace.